first visit to Barton William Smith as a prospective student, I remember thinking, this is what a college campus should look like. I walked right on, looked around, and said, yeah, this looks cool. I loved it right away. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I didn't know if I wanted a big campus or a small campus. I didn't know where I wanted my education to take me. But after visiting, I knew I wanted it to be here. During that first visit, I made connections with professors and staff members right away. I immediately felt challenged and welcomed, and that hasn't changed much. The people here are warm and compassionate. My professors, Professor Brown, who's one of my advisors, take an interest in my life, in my plans for the future, in my research. Every year, I get a birthday card signed by the deans. This is a pretty special place, and I'm a person here, not a number like some bigger schools. And that extends into the local community, too. I know the people of Geneva, the people who live here. I run into them when I go to Normal Bread, or when I go to the coffee house. The very first time I went to the Flower Petal Cafe, the woman behind the counter had just baked fresh cookies and offered me some on the house. Geneva is a wonderful host community. Every time I go off campus, I find some new hidden gem, or meet someone new who changes my day. During my first semester on campus, I joined the Campus Greens, and immediately found home. I've always been interested in science and advocacy. I remember first seeing Al Gore's Inconvenient Truth, and it was like a wake-up call. I realized that one person can make a difference, but more importantly, that they need to. Remembering that feeling, I decided to take Professor John Hackman's course, An Introduction to Environmental Studies, and I loved it. I stayed in Geneva that summer to work on water quality research with him, and the following fall, several other students and myself presented that research at the Geological Society of America conference. When people were walking around and we were giving our presentations, they asked what year we were in, and I responded, sophomore. In grad school? No, undergrad. They were shocked. There were other students there, but we were the only undergrad researchers, and people were just floored. It's another reason why Asia was fantastic. I also went abroad to Australia and New Zealand. We did research in the rainforest and on the Great Barrier Reef. We walked on glaciers, petted kangaroos, swam in the ocean, tried Vegemite. That's gross, don't do it. And climbed an active volcano. I loved Australia, and HWS gave me the opportunity to go there and discover that love. We have such a strong global studies program here. It's almost expected that you go abroad. Before I went abroad, I had already decided to double major in biology and environmental studies and get involved in the education program. My time abroad just reaffirmed my love of science for me. My two majors bring me to the intersection of hard science and society. I'm learning how to explain complicated scientific concepts to the general public. This summer, I interned with one of the creators of the Clean Air Act. I've also taught high school students about the environment through the Environmental Studies Summer Youth Institute here. I've also been involved with the HWS Goes Green movement through my involvement with Campus Greens. My course load is heavy, and I keep busy with a lot of clubs and activities. But every semester, I try and take at least one non-science course. I've taken sailing, I'm learning Italian, and I've explored feminism. I find that reaching outside of the sciences helps me get a different perspective on my work and appreciate it even more deeply. Generally, the curriculum here is focused on a set of values, not a set of required courses like most institutions. HWS tends to emphasize its interdisciplinary approach to learning and says how it sets it apart. But there's also a very rich tradition of disciplinary learning here. And it complements that interdisciplinary approach as well. I couldn't fully understand the complexities of environmental studies without also being a biologist, without also understanding at least something from economics or public policy. And HWS education is about breadth and depth. It's that depth of knowledge and love of learning that will give me great flexibility in a constantly changing field. I could go into business, policy, politics, advocacy, teaching, anything. When I graduate in May, I'll actually be certified to teach high school bio. Professor McGee, my environmental studies professor, has been encouraging me to apply for a loose scholarship so I can continue my studies in Asia. I've also been considering the